from Happy Valley State College, Pennsylvania, Beaver Stadium. Welcome to another episode of 2KU Saturdays. A very high-profile matchup, and the biggest matchup the Big Ten will likely see this season. Number 7 Michigan heading into hostile territory to take on the Penn State Nittany Lions. For as dominant historically both programs have been, it's been over a decade since both these teams have won their last title. Penn State's last came in 2013. The Wolverines haven't won it since 2011. The Nittany Lions are trying to win the Big Ten for the first time since, I would say, 2017, I believe. This is the Nittany Lions' biggest game of the season. They're trying to finally cement themselves and return to the podium of the Big Ten. Michigan will get the ball first in this one. We're underway. The Wolverines themselves are trying to overcome quite a bit of misfortune this season. There was a very embarrassing loss they had to open their season in Arlington against Stanford. They haven't lost since then, though.
You especially want to take the crowd out of the game, and the one guy you know who can do it is this wide receiver.
As we take a look at the Michigan Wolverines, their first year since the graduation of Justin Gant, their starting quarterback for the 4 years prior.
You're going to have to take some of the pressure off of him and really make it a team effort to be able to win
this is Maurice Powers, who's your starting QB.
It's second down.
As he'll hand it off on the side. That'll lose a yard.
The offense knows that the linebackers are cheating up a little bit on the run. They can get
and the electric whiteout crowd is a huge factor here tonight. Here's 3rd and 5. On a screen play. Can he get to the line? Yes, he can, and then some. An 11-yard gain.
That's just a well-executed screen pass. They had to block
for the halfback.
And they got it to him with room to run.
From their own 42-yard line. First down.
This is 1st and 10. Powers a handoff once again. Another run. A 6-yard gain. Actually, I misread. Maurice Powers is Penn State's quarterback. I meant to say Tyrell Thomas, the sophomore for Michigan, at QB. That's Jeremy Hall, the senior for the Wolverines, in the top 5 projected running backs come the NFL draft. 2nd and 4. Another handoff to Hall.
Up the middle for a nice gain. Nice run there by the
that one was handed off actually to Chris Newton for a first down.
Coach in the world who wouldn't be happy with getting 5 yards of carry.
From the 46
and Michigan is in Penn State territory. 1st and 10. Oh, and a big opening for a first down. Chris Newton, the sophomore, now has 23 yards on 2 carries early in this game. Now, this might not be the last time we see this matchup, because for the first time this season, the Big Ten will not be having divisions. It'll be a 12-team conference. It'll be a 12-team conference with no divisions going forward, and the top 2 teams will face off in the championship. These 2 teams are were in opposite divisions. But this season, they will be... But this season, they'll be seen as the top 2 teams instead of division champs. As the screen won't go anywhere, it's going to be a 3rd and 16 coming up for Michigan. Both of these teams sit on top of the conference. However, lingering right behind them with another big win might just be Wisconsin. I'll check the Big Ten standings. Shortly, but here's 3rd and 16. They're going to try a screenplay from way back. Can he get there? No, he's going to be a yard short. Upcoming 4th and 1, they're going to go for it.
Execution, except for the fact that they're not going to get the first down.
Everybody bunched up tight defensively.
4th and 1. They're going to try and pass it. The quarterback's going to keep it. He's got the first down. He's got blockers. Touchdown, Michigan. The Wolverines strike first.
Taking that ball all the way in. Maybe the defense wasn't expecting a run.
10 plays, 73 yards, eating up just about 2.5 minutes of game clock. Thank you for putting that in there. Wisconsin currently sits atop the Big Ten's overall standings, followed by a tie between Penn State, Michigan here, and Indiana, all of which are one-loss teams.
Now the offense gets ready to take their first crack at it.
Glad to have Danny back with the assist. This is Maurice Powers in for Penn State, the transfer from Colorado State. But here's a big play from the running back. 15-yard run for Vernon Lloyd, a senior.
It makes an offense so much more versatile.
Lloyd was a key player in that double overtime, or pardon me, I believe it was a 5 overtime game rather, in the Insight Bowl back in 2021, if you remember their game against Texas A&M. And there's another big run. 15 yards for Lloyd. He's got 30 on his first 2 carries. Look to be 2 very rush-heavy teams in this one. Now, Michigan has to overcome. They haven't been very successful on stream games. In the regular season, they had 2 stream games last year, losing to Illinois and Notre Dame, and they lost the 3rd one this year against Stanford in Arlington. This is Penn State's first stream game. There's a first down on a throw to number 85, Jerome Harper, the junior. Now, this is going to be a very interesting contrast. Penn State has a lot of experience, a lot of juniors. You see a lot of seniors on that starting offense. Michigan is very young. Their team last year was full of seniors, and this season they're trying to regroup as they transition to what their new offense might be. You got the new starter in Tyrell Thomas. You have Chris Newton being the number 2 back. You have 4 underclassmen that are sophomores or lower. As there's a throw over the middle for the first down, an 11-yard gain.
The defense was blitzing here, and again, great recognition by the
That's David Lambert, a junior.
From the 12-yard line. First down.
Powers hands it off. There's blockers. He's going to carry himself into the end zone. Touchdown, Penn State.
This guy seems to make things happen.
Show me that number 28. Vernon Lloyd puts it in. Just can't bring him down.
With the extra point.
This is Lloyd's last season in the blue and white. And he's certainly making the most of it tonight.
Kick this one away.
Take it from the end zone and get to the 10 to the 20. We'll be down to the 25.
And we see this offense again after what you, Kirk, called a very physical touchdown drive.
I say that, Brad, because the big hog mollies up front were able to
And here is that infamous crowd. Tyrell Thomas throwing it over the middle for the first down. A 13-yard gain. That number 10 was worn last year by Brett Mansfield, one of the most successful wide receivers in recent Michigan history. Now it's under the stewardship of freshman Kobe Ware, as that one's knocked incomplete. And this is a 2nd and 10 for Michigan. Play action. Throwing short. Finds the tight end, Johnny Mathis.
6-yard line. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 1.
We have a few teams who've already clinched bowl berths, Danny mentions. We'll check in on those later on. I have a feeling this one's going to be a great game.
He's scrambling.
Here's the keeper for Thomas.
They'll bring him down.
And it's another first. A 9-yard gain. Tyrell Thomas has 29 yards of rushing. And so far, the only rushing TD on the board for Michigan. As there's a big chance for a huge run. These are just two teams who know how to carry the rock. They'll just keep getting huge chunks of yards. And already we have 10 combined first downs.
It's first down.
We're probably going to end this half still close. I think this is going to be a very close game all around. Thomas going to throw it out of bounds. I think he might have overthrown his man on the sideline there. Second down and 10. Thomas over the middle, finds a man. Takes a shot, but it's a first down for Kobe Ware. Not to be confused with Cody Ware. But I forget who that is.
From the 19-yard line. First down.
First and 10. Screenplay. Finds Hall. Has a block. Touchdown, Michigan.
Wolverines.
And they take the lead right back.
Off his hands on the touchdown.
It's such a bonus to have a back who can contribute
That's a
to the
screen
passing game.
executed about as well as you could hope. Look at that block by number 78, one of Michigan's linemen. Great blocking team, this Wolverine squad.
The extra point. An 8-play, 76-yard
Produced some of the
drive,
greatest
and they add 7 points to the
offensive
score.
linemen in college
So our
football.
score, 14-7. Michigan lines up for the kickoff.
It is the kick
Sends it
away.
sailing downfield.
It'll be taken for a touchback. Penn State will have 16 seconds to work in the quarter. It is 14-7 Michigan so far. But anything, you can call this game anything but out of reach.
But a deficit this manageable shouldn't be in the front of their minds. They just need to go out there and play.
First and 10. Power's going to back up. Screenplay. Stopped.
Tackled immediately after the catch.
A loss of 5 on the play. And that's how not to do a screenplay. $149 yards for Michigan, 71 for Penn State.
Ball on the 20-yard line.
They won't get the snap off, but that'll be the end of the first quarter. And after one, Michigan leads 14-7. Hey, we synced up there.
And we welcome you back to the action here. Just about set to start the second.
Me and Brad Nessler are on a similar wavelength, is what it is. Powers. Short throw. Couldn't hang on. Incomplete. I thought that was a fumble.
By the defense. That's exactly what you want to do on every single pass play, but it doesn't always happen.
From their own 20-yard.
But it'll be a long third down. Powers has to throw it. Finds a man.
And he's tackled around the 39.
That's a first down for, that's Jerome Harper. The free safety is the one who brings him down. That could have been a huge play had he not stopped it. But Penn State narrowly avoids disaster. There's a flag.
Here's the call.
A false start in your own building.
Once you're set, you've got to stay that way. The slightest flinch is going to be enough to draw the flag.
So now it's another 15 yards to go. This is a first and 15 after the penalty. Or he steps back, he'll throw it. Incomplete, the tight end dropped. No, never mind. Pardon me, I read that wrong. They did get 5 yards from the tight end. It's A.J. Williamson. Powers. Oh, what a catch, but he can't stay in bounds.
up again.
They're going to review it.
Well, I think he came down with it, but from up in the booth, it's hard to tell. So the referee is going to take a look at several angles.
A
Now,
great
remember,
play, a
he's seeing
huge
the
leap.
same thing we are, and he
He got a foot
indisputable
down.
Video evidence to overturn the call.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
Did he get that other foot down?
After review, they
So
decide
now I
that
can
this
say
call
it.
should be reversed.
What a fantastic catch. So that'll add another 3 yards. Not a huge play. But it sets up a 3rd and 7 instead of a 3rd and 10. Here's Powers over the middle. Swatted away.
Well, that's one effective way to slow these guys down. Getting a hand
They're going to
between the
punt
ball
it
and the
on 4th
receiver.
and 7. Still in their own territory. Punts away. Taken to the 20. He'll get to about the 25.
Makes it out maybe to the 26-yard line. In a game that's this close, you can't afford to waste possessions. Michigan up 7 points.
1st and 10. Here's Thomas back under center. He'll throw it left side. Sheds the tackler, can't shed the other. He gets pushed out of bounds after a gain of 9. Jeremy Hall on the reception. He's got 50 yards through the air. Especially helped by that screen play. 2nd and 1. The computer loves those screen plays.
Now, they're just a few feet away from that first down marker.
Second and 1. They're going to hand it off once again. It's Hall. Hall with a breakaway. Hall with room to run. Inside the 40.
At the 36. First down, 10 yards to go. Ball on the 36-yard line.
First 10 handoff, they'll fake. Quarterback's going to keep it. And there's another first down.
25.
This is the Michigan team we expected to see entering this matchup. They haven't struggled like they did against Stanford. 1st and 10, finds a man over the middle. An 11-yard gain.
That's a big gain there for the offense, and all that's doing is giving this quarterback more and more confidence.
We've got a 1st and 10.
1st and 10.
Ball on the 14-yard line.
Thomas under center. He'll throw it out of bounds.
Michigan is up by a touchdown.
Trying to go ahead 2 scores here on 2nd and 10 inside the Penn State red zone. Thomas. It'll be an incompletion, but he gets rattled.
Just taking a sack. You have to be very careful as you're feeling pressure to throw the ball.
Michigan 2 for 3 on 3rd down. They converted a 4th down as well. But likely, if they don't get this here, they might just settle for a field goal. Here's 3rd and 10. He's going to be sacked. The first sack of the game comes from the defensive tackle for Penn State. It'll set up a 4th and 14 and likely a field goal this close to the end zone.
4th down. So the kicking team is on the field.
They will try a field goal.
Michigan can make this a 2-possession game with this field goal.
I reckon this is from about 34 yards out.
And it's through the uprights.
And it goes through. So now it's a 10-point game. Michigan up 17-7.
Everyone's all lined up and ready for the kickoff. Excellent kick.
By no means is Penn State out of this. But they've got a ways to go to get back in it.
Down for a touchback. It was a pretty one-sided first quarter, but I wouldn't be surprised if things changed in a big way before halftime.
On 1st and 10, they're going to go play action, throwing it short.
There's a strike complete. He's down.
Finds Williamson to the 30-yard line. It's at 11 yards so far for the tight end.
Here on 2nd down.
This is 2nd and 4. Powers. He's got to get ready. The pocket's collapsing. He's going to run it himself.
He's tackled
And he's got a first down. In real Justin Fields fashion right there. First and 10. They're going to hand it off to the running back. He's got room to run. Trucks his way over to the line, but it's going to be short. The rule is 2nd and inches. I reckon about 3 or 4 blades of grass from that first down. Quarterback keeper. Sheds a tackler. Sheds it again. And he gets to the line. That's incredible. It's very inconsequential, but it's very fun to see. Powers. Gonna throw it, finds a man open, first down, past the 40. They'll get to the 35. That's the second throw. Starting number 84, Joseph Dean, the senior.
From the 35-yard line.
First and 10 from the 35. Just over 2 minutes to go in the half. He's going to try and keep it himself. Can't make something work out of nothing there. He's sacked.
They've got to do a better job of holding their blocks, or else this quarterback's going to be pulling turf out of his face mask all game.
As you see, he gets tripped up on the defender, and another defender's the one who brings him down.
They come up to the line here. It's 2nd down and 14 after the sack.
It's 2nd and 14. Powers throwing to the sideline. He got it. First down, David Lambert.
Yep, it was good enough to get him the first down. That's just a nice play.
Another great catch from this Penn State team.
This is the 8th play of this drive.
I'm just hoping to see some real good football. We had to overturn the last game due to a game error. They'll take their first timeout after a 5-yard reception.
Good recovery here by the corner to react that quickly on the throw and prevent this from becoming even a bigger game.
2nd and 5. Hand off to the back, and he'll only get a yard.
The halfback picks up a yard.
That was the junior linebacker who'll get credit.
Vernon Lloyd.
They're about 4 yards
And this
away
is 3rd and 4.
third down.
They're 50-50 on 3rd. Another handoff to the running back. Can't get to the line, only get another yard. 4th and 3, they'll try the short field goal to once again draw this game within
They
7.
can make this a one-possession game with this kick right here.
They might try and run the clock down as much as they can before half. Penn State with 2 timeouts, Michigan with all 3. The field goal is makeable. Snaps away with 35 seconds to go.
Gets it up, and it's good.
And it's through. 17-10. Michigan with the lead, but Penn State now drawing within 7.
Penn State is ready to kick it away.
I believe it is Penn State who gets the ball back in the second half. So you get a stop here.
It's fielded at the 2.
You could tie this game by the start of the 3rd quarter.
Momentum swings have been fairly even. And with so little separation, this game can be drastically changed on just 1 or 2 plays. Michigan is up 7.
1st and 10. Screen play. Finds a man.
Tackle made at the 29.
Number 85 will be just short of the line to gain. It's 2nd and inches.
It's 2nd down, and they're about the length of the football from the first down marker.
But that'll end the first half.
Michigan's lead
It's
is a touchdown.
17-10. Michigan holding the lead at halftime. We're going to run through your scores this week. while we're in the halftime intermission. Looking at the highlights, Clemson laying it on Miami. Oklahoma State getting a big win over Texas A&M. UCF winning a ranked road matchup close against Cincinnati 30-24. Auburn handing Mississippi State its first loss of the year, 41-27 in Starkville. Number 12 LSU takes care of Kentucky. In the Red River rivalry, Texas beats Oklahoma 34-21. Looking down, Michigan State falls to Notre Dame. Kansas State upsets Colorado. Duke beats Maryland in an overtime classic. And further down, Boston College getting an easy win over Maine. Florida upsetting number 9 Georgia Tech. Look for the Yellow Jackets to fall. Wisconsin may slip into the rankings with another win, this time on the road over Purdue. Michigan Penn State, our game, as we mentioned. Virginia Tech beat UNC. They did look pretty sloppy, though, to start. So this North Carolina team might have something going on. Keep an eye on them. Utah beating Colorado State. TCU gets a win over BYU. Georgia beats Tennessee. Penn State will return here. How about Coastal Carolina falling to Army for their first loss of the season? And looking at some games from the West Coast, Oregon easily winning at Cal. Stanford avoiding a big shocker against Washington with a win. As there's your screen pass. We'll get 2 yards. New Mexico State gets a needed win over Idaho in that WAC race. And Boise State ends up 35-10 over Air Force. This is 2nd and 8 now for Penn State. Trying to capitalize on getting the ball back. Throw over the middle. Finds a man for 8 yards. This is going to be 3rd and 1. That was number 85. That's Jerome Harper. Third and 1. They try the option. It's not going to go anywhere. And that's not what you want to see. A drive that goes nowhere. And Penn State will punt. Take him from the 30. And that won't go anywhere. So new set of downs for Michigan.
Here we go with the offense ready to get things going again. Michigan is up a score.
1st and 10. Thomas, left side, finds a man for the first down.
34. 2nd down and 9 to go. Ball on 34.
Thomas over the middle. A 2-yard gain. Setting up a 3rd and 7. Michigan 2 for 4 on 3rd downs. If you remember the Stanford game, they just couldn't convert to save their lives. But they've been doing well here as there's another one. All the way to the 50-yard line.
The 49.
Number 40 makes the tackle at the 49-yard line. That makes it 1st and 10.
First down, 10 to go. Ball on the 49.
1st and 10. Thomas running it himself. Another first down for Michigan. Here's Thomas. And that's not going to go anywhere. It's ruled a sack. A loss of 1 defensive tackle. Number 84 getting a 2nd sack of the game.
We've got a 2nd and 11. Ball on the 37.
2nd and 11. Thomas with plenty of time, throwing, finds a man, first down. A 23-yard reception. And that's Rob Allen. Over the shoulder.
Michigan.
First and 10, Michigan back in Penn State's red zone. They try the option play. Quarterback's going to keep it.
They'll bring him down at the 2.
And it'll move the sticks. It's now first and goal from about the 2.
And this play is number 8 on the drive.
The Wolverines are trying to go up 14. Hand off to Hall. Touchdown.
There are some guys, when they get near the goal line, they just have a knack for getting the ball into the end zone. That's what we saw right there.
He makes the PAT.
And it'll be 24-10 Michigan.
They line up to kick this one away.
Now, this is not an insurmountable deficit. Michigan themselves proved it. They almost clawed back and won from about this far down in their game against Stanford.
There's got to be some sense of urgency to this offense right now. They don't have the luxury of wasting drives if they want to get back in the game.
First and 10. Overthrows his man, incomplete.
But it looked to me that they just miscommunicated. It looked like the wide receiver was going in one direction and the quarterback was throwing it another direction. They definitely need to get on the same page.
Second and 10, here's a handoff. The run game's worked well for the Nittany Lions as there's another 8 yards.
So it's third down, and they've got about 2 yards to go.
Third and 2, over the middle, finds a man for the first down to about the 45.
24-yard line.
New set of downs for the Nittany Lions, first and 10. Gonna throw left side, or right side, that's a 4-yard gain.
It's second down, 6 to go.
Joseph Dean is the one who pulls it in, the senior. Powers finds another man for the first down. Sheds a tackler, he'll be out of bounds inside the 35. A.J. Williamson.
First and 10. Ball on the 33-yard line.
First and 10, alone in the backfield. Powers tries to run it himself. Stumbling. That's a sack.
This quarterback has to do a better job of avoiding the rush because sacks can be real drive killers.
From the 36-yard line, it's second down.
Second and 12. Powers has to get rid of it. He'll throw it short. Finds his running back.
He's tackled at about the 31.
And there's another gain of 2.
And this is the 8th play of the drive.
Vernon Lloyd pulls in that one. And they need to convert on third. They've only converted once today. Powers. Gonna throw to the sideline. That's not gonna work.
At the 29-yard line.
And they're again gonna try the field goal. This one from about 46 yards out. They made a 30-yarder earlier. This will cut the deficit.
Kicks away.
It's gonna be just barely through.
There and pushed it through. Very impressive leg strength.
24-13, Michigan.
Michigan still holds the lead by about 11.
And he got all of this one. Great kick.
Taken from the end zone. I'll get to the 10, to
He's to
the
the
20,
20.
the 25, inside to about the 26-yard line. A 27-yard return for the cornerback. And a Michigan team who's had no issue navigating the field is going to try again. 1st and 10. Over the middle, finds a man. Another first down. That's once again Rob Allen. 159 yards through the air for Tyrell Thomas. He's 15 for 19. Through just under 3 quarters. Play action. Gonna heave it. Finds a man wide open for the first down. A 30-yard play to the 30-yard line.
We've got a 1st and 10. Ball on the 30.
The handoff fumble. Michigan recovers. Hall lost the football. And I think that was Tyrell Thomas who ended up picking it back up. And Michigan dodges a bullet.
From the 26-yard line. 2nd down.
On 2nd and 6, they hand it off again. And it's another first down, and that will likely be the end of the 3rd quarter. And after 3, Michigan in control 24-13 with 1 quarter left to go.
Welcome back to the action here as we resume play here in quarter number 4.
Thomas going to try and keep it himself. He's got a first down
Around the 7-yard line.
to about, as they said, the 7-yard line. 1st and 10, 1st and goal rather, Wolverines. Handoff, takes a shot, and it'll lose 3.
Such a good push up front that there was no one on the offense to account for the linebacker, and he got through almost untouched.
Second and goal, handoff. That's a touchdown, Michigan. Chris Newton, the sophomore.
Well-designed play to get the halfback into the end zone.
Hey, for this guy, it doesn't matter how.
And it's going to be a 3-score deficit.
As he goes along. That was a nice run.
And he tacks on the extra point.
That's 18 points that separate Michigan and Penn State.
They add 7 points to the scoreboard. Looks like they're ready for the
And I've never asked this, or I haven't asked this season, but do we need to intervene?
And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback. A good job on their last drive, getting 3. Let's see if they can get some more on this drive.
Penn State's got a huge deficit to go. It's been Michigan's offense that's been the star of the show, as there's a huge first down on the tight end to Williamson.
Out of bounds at the 46-yard line.
That'll move the chains for another Penn State first down.
I'll give it another few plays.
From the 46-yard line.
But Penn State's back in Michigan territory. 1st and 10. He's got to hurry. He's going to run it.
He's going to run and watch out. Tackle at the 39.
It'll be about a 7-yard gain.
That'll bring up 2nd and 3.
I will let them know they got to keep it moving. Empty backfield on 2nd and 3. Gonna throw it, has a man open. It's Williamson again. A 9-yard reception for the first.
First down, 10 yards to go. Ball on the 31.
Looking at a 1st and 10 for the 31. They may be able to come back on their own. As there's a wide open pass to the 10, to the 5. He'll be pushed out of the 2.
Yard line. First and goal from the 1. Expect to see something straight up the middle. They're crowding the line.
From the 1 yard line, the classic goal line stand. They're going to push it in. Touchdown, Nittany Lions.
It takes a lot of strength to run it when you're heading into a massive pile of bodies. Good job of holding on.
And they're going to go for 2.
Getting it across the goal line.
Well, they're going to try for the 2-point
They want to draw within 10. So this is a smart play. But only if they can convert it. They just had a play from about the 1 yard line. Can they do it again? They're going to try and run it himself. He can't get it.
Get the 2. A 5-play, 75-yard drive, but they just get 6 points after
It's a
failing to
12.
convert for 2.
I think the
It's a
thing
12-point
is
gap.
the quarterback's taking advantage of some one-on-one opportunities on the outside.
I'll probably intervene as Michigan when they get a
To the 20,
first.
at the 30.
They'll get to the
Back over
30.
to 31. Both teams are well aware that a score on this drive is going to create an almost insurmountable lead. This defense has really got to step it up and make a stop.
First and 10. A handoff.
To the 32.
They'll only get a yard.
Back, picks up a yard.
That brings up 2nd and 9.
We've got a 2nd and 9 here. Ball on the 32.
Another handoff. Hall.
And they get nice yards.
And they'll only get 4 on the play. Penn State with all 3 timeouts. They're down 2 scores. Michigan 3 for 5 on 3rd. As well as converting on a 4th down. Thomas, he's going to run it himself. Has a lot of room to run for the first down.
Around the 47-yard
A 17-yard gain.
Tough guy, and he's a great
And
leader.
at Danny's
He's gonna
request,
do
I
whatever.
will step in here.
It takes to help his team.
On 1st and 10. They're going to hand it off. And he's got room to run.
To the 20.
Oh, he's still going
And
to
down
the
he goes
10-yard
at the
line.
11.
And we're going to try and take over here.
1st and 10. Let's see if they can build off that great run. Just under 3 to go in regulation.
1st and 10. Thomas going to throw it.
Over the middle to his tailback. And he is drilled.
And he'll get a yard.
Number 7 brings him down. He's at the 10-yard line. That brings up 2nd and 9.
2nd and 9. Thomas.
Gets to about the 8-yard line.
As Penn State will call their first timeout. 3rd and 7.
3rd down again. Rolling out to the left side.
As that's going to be incomplete.
Tough as nails, Brad. He's going to sit in that pocket and give himself a chance. The only problem is, at some point, you've got to have a feel, almost that sixth sense on when to get out of there and avoid the pressure, or just to throw.
We're just going to let that
before
kick
you get hit.
sail.
And he missed.
And then we're going to let the computer take control again. We're trying to make some good games here.
They moved the ball extremely well on their last possession on their way to the end zone.
I think the defense right now is
1st and 10. Powers from his own pocket. Bounces off the defender twice, and it falls on the ground incomplete.
You have to be the one trying to
Penn State called a timeout.
So change it up. Try something different. If it's not working, you can't continue to sit back on your knee.
2nd and 10. Powers. Gonna rocket it. Finds a man open. First down.
31-yard line.
Going 5 wide again. 1st and 10. Finds a man open again for another first down.
This isn't even the best example, but I'm going to tell you
Joseph
something.
Dean
This
this
young man
time.
is really getting better at running his routes, which is a truly underrated quality these days.
Less than 2 minutes.
How about combined 36 first downs? Overthrows his man. That does stop the clock, though.
Number 8, the intended receiver on the play.
So it's 2nd and 10.
That makes it second
Ball on
and
the
10.
45.
Second and 10. Play action. That's not going to fool anybody, but they find a man for a first down
Tackles him hard at the 43.
with just over 2 minutes to go. Calling the audible. 1st and 10 from inside the 45. Powers has to throw it deep. What a catch for the first! A.J. Williamson. The Superman grab. And with 1:30 to go,
They're knocking on the door.
Penn State in the goal line trying to get it within a score. Powers. Gonna throw it left side. Touchdown, Nittany Lions. That's the other tight end. That's Nate Brown.
Late in the 4th quarter, and the big question is, in a game this close, who's going to crack first?
And they're gonna kick the PAT this time. We'll step in again for Michigan and see what Penn State can do to cap it. 31-26 the score. The Nittany Lions are within 4.
Brad, I thought the key to that drive really had a lot to do.
They're going to try an onside kick. I won't intervene if they recover, but I expect the Wolverines will.
So our score.
And there it is.
26.
Wait a minute.
They bring him down, and they bring him down.
They do recover. I thought he'd lost the ball, but they will hold on.
On that one. Here we are late in the 4th quarter. Very important.
Michigan will have timeouts. I'll use some of them.
And who's going to come to the forefront? We'll see who's got the most leadership. Penn State's going to have to use their 2nd timeout of the half. 2nd down and 9 to go. Ball on the 44. Just over a minute left.
I'll try throwing short.
Play action.
Oh,
They got him. The Nittany Lions are going to have to call their 3rd. and
didn't mean to
final
do that,
timeout.
but I'll let them have it.
Well, you can see the elation on the defensive coordinator's side of things, and why not?
With 1:03,
Defense came up with one of the biggest stops of the game in a
we'll punt
vital
it.
spot in this 4th quarter. Doesn't want to let the punt returner have a chance here. He just wants to change field position. He hits a low one there. He'll take it from
And
the
that's where
18.
Penn State will try and come back. Not giving the game away. We're just setting it up.
And he's tackled at the 26-yard line. This has been a great game, and it
With
all comes down to
57
this.
seconds to
Who
go,
can
Penn
prevail,
State has no
the offense or
timeouts.
the defense? We're about to find out who's going to win it in this drive.
1st and 10. Powers has to make something out of nothing. Over the shoulder, it's A.J. Williamson for another first down.
42-yard line.
With 52 seconds to go. The clock stops.
From their own 42-yard
Still in their own territory, they have 50 seconds to try and take the lead. Powers gonna throw it.
Throws complete, and he stopped
Finds a
it.
man at 6 yards. Tick, 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 tick. They're just gonna throw the screen, or the spike rather, and they do.
They're about 4 yards
Don't celebrate yet,
from the
Wolverines. Your
third down.
job's not done yet. And neither is Penn State. They're 2 for 6 on 3rd
We
down
have
today.
less than a minute to go.
And this is the biggest third down of the ball game. He's gonna hurry. He's gonna be sacked.
The 41.
Kill. Panther 2.
This is ball game. This is ball game unless we want to go again. Throwing. Finds a man open. First down.
Taken down.
20 seconds to go. Will they spike it again? Yes, they will.
The spike will stop the clock.
And now it's likely if you score here, Michigan will not have enough time to respond. But you got to get in the end zone. There's a throw to the sideline. Caught. And he steps out of bounds again. First and 10.
This is the 8th play of this drive.
To the 25-yard line. Even as a Michigan fan, I wouldn't be upset if this was a Penn State victory. Gonna throw it to Williamson.
And he's tackled around the 14-yard
The
line.
clock's gonna run.
There's a little bit of happy feet down there on the field. Let's get the call.
I think there's a flag again for false start. That's gonna be brutal.
Once you're set, you've got to stay that way. The slightest flinch is going to be enough to draw the flag.
So we'll have 1st and 15 after the penalty.
I believe the clock does stop for penalties. But 1st and 15 over the middle. Touchdown! With 6 seconds.
You got to think the way that offense dug deep to get the lead here this late in the 4th quarter. That might
A big touchdown that broke my voice. That's Nate Brown, the backup tight end at the line.
So they'll go for 2 here.
They'll go for 2 to make it a 3-point lead.
Penn State with a
They failed their last attempt at a 2-pointer. They're going to try again, and there it is. And who else but the hero, Nate Brown, to put them up by 3 with 6 seconds. Michigan has 2 timeouts, though. A big comeback for Penn State late in the game.
34-31. This one's going to be down to
And
the
this
end
is
zone
the
for a touchback.
last
Have a feeling
chance
we
for
haven't seen
Michigan.
the fireworks today.
I don't know if they have the time to go for the win. They've got to be sure to get into the field goal.
You have to get into field goal range, and likely you kick a field goal and we go to overtime, even if you can convert. But this is your last chance. The quarterback's going to try and keep it. He's going to run out the clock. Penn State wins.
The Wolverines, I'm sure, are secure in the knowledge that despite this setback today, they still have one of the best players in the country.
And the dream is alive in Happy Valley. This is a field storming game.
They still have one of the best players in the country.
And this is an all-timer in terms of the 2KU weekly streams.
Next week, I'm sure they'll be fine.
That's it for this presentation of NCAA Football 14.
If they had if they had the crowd storming the field in this game, this would be it. 34-31 the final. Penn State upsets Michigan. The curse of the number 7 continues this season. And the Nittany Lions remain unbeaten. They'll probably expect a huge jump in the rankings tomorrow on Sunday. Let's take a look at both these teams' futures. Of course, the player of the game would be that Nate Brown. I would also throw A.J. Williamson up there. He just barely got in the end zone. As we'll look at these two teams' futures with Penn State, with the loss to the Nittany Lions, the Michigan Wolverines now fall to 4-2. They get Michigan State at home next week. They have a bye week 8. They finish the season with a run with Northwestern, Iowa, Minnesota, Indiana, and Ohio State. It shouldn't be that too tough a route beyond this game. They're favored in every game going forward. Their toughest matchup may be that game against Indiana. Of course, a road game against Ohio State is difficult any year. Penn State also has Ohio State still on the schedule. That's for the Nittany Lions. With that win, they now improve to 6-0. They've clinched a bowl berth, as Danny mentioned before. They've become one of the teams that have now. Their next game, though, is extremely difficult. A road matchup against Wisconsin, and what might be a future Big Ten championship matchup if this one doesn't get a rematch. Looking at the overall, looking beyond that though, they're playing their toughest stretch of the season. Actually, they already beat Illinois and Michigan. They have Wisconsin on the road and then a home game against Indiana before their Week 9 bye. Week number 10, they head on the road to Purdue. They play Ohio State, Notre Dame, and Michigan State to wrap the year. They're currently favored in every game except their road matchup against Wisconsin in Camp Randall. The Badgers, as I mentioned, are up there on top of the up there near the top of the standings. They are 5-1, entering that Penn State matchup. I don't like doubling up, but we may or may not have to have a double up on our hands between Wisconsin and Penn State. We'll look at the rest of the matchups for you and deliver on tomorrow's 2K Weekly stream. But looking at what that does for the Big Ten standings, Penn State and Wisconsin are both 2-0 in conference play. Indiana and Michigan are 1-1. Notre Dame is 2-1 now, as are Iowa. The Hawkeyes are 5-1 so far this season. This Big Ten is definitely heating up this year. I want to check the actual schedule for next week. For other games, that Penn State-Wisconsin game is certainly going to be an incredible matchup. We get Baylor, Texas as well. We also have Oregon, USC to keep in mind. We may also end up doing a doubleheader that night. But that'll be something we'll talk about off stream. Thank you all for watching tonight's game. What a finish we had here from Happy Valley. Thank you all for watching.